Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Courtney and I share videos all about health and wellness, spirituality, lifestyle, mindset, all that wonderful stuff. Anyways, in today's video, I wanted to talk about a topic that is very important to me and very near and dear to my heart, and that is the ultimate guide on being an empath and surviving in this crazy world that we live in. So I have always considered myself to be an empath. Like, I feel very deeply. I've always been very sensitive, very emotional, and also like impacted by a lot of different types of energy, if that makes sense. Whether it's other people's, the energy of like a room, a situation. Honestly, it can be very difficult at times to have this heightened sensitivity, but there are many things that I've learned along the way, and I would love to share them with you today. That rhymed. That was kind of cute. Okay, so first of all, what is an empath? An empath is someone who feels more empathy than the average person. They can be very sensitive to other people's emotions and energy, and sometimes it can feel like you're taking on other people's emotions as your own. It's almost like it's very easy to absorb it from other people. I personally think that being an empath is a beautiful thing, but there are both pros and cons to it. Some of the negative aspects of it would be you can be heavily emotional, which means, being more prone to anxiety and depression, caring too much about what others think, putting other people's needs before your own, or even just like really deeply feeling what another person is going through, which like may not even have anything at all to do with you, but you can still take on those emotions and feel it as if it is your own. However, the wonderful positive aspects of being an empath is that you have a lot of potential for emotional intelligence. You probably have a higher level of intuition. You can develop strong spiritual awareness as well, and spiritual connection to like a higher power if you practice. So yeah, I think that, being an empath is very difficult in a lot of different ways, but it is a very beautiful thing if you practice working on your energy and energetic boundaries with the people around you in your life, and, actively working on yourself, actively developing a spiritual connection. Now getting into the nitty-gritty. First of all, if you feel like you're an empath, it's important to recognize that not all of your thoughts and feelings are your own. If you feel like you're surrounded by chaotic energy, if you have a lot of thoughts going through your head, if you have a lot of different emotions going on at once, like stress, overwhelm, anxiety, anger, sadness, whatever, even stuff like negativity, negative self-talk, negative views on other people and just the world around you. If you're feeling any of those types of ways, it's a sign that you have absorbed other people's energies and emotions, and you have that stored somewhere inside your body and it doesn't even belong to you. So this is why taking the time to clear your energy is crucial if you're an empath, and something you need to practice on a regular basis. And here's how. So first of all, there are many different ways that you can clear your energy. First of which I would say is meditation. And you can use meditation with the intention of clearing your energy. So what that can look like is, if you're sitting in meditation, you can visualize like using your breath to clear energy. So inhaling some like really fresh, clear, beautiful white light into your body, visualizing it go on every single part, every single cell, and then with every exhale, visualize exhaling any negativity that's stored within your body. And you can like kind of visualize what that looks like in your head while you're meditating. So like as you inhale, all this white light comes in, exhale, all this like maybe darker energy coming out. There's also like tons of meditations on YouTube for energy clearing, so you can use that and just do like a guided meditation. It doesn't even have to be long. It can be like a 5-10 minute thing. You can even just meditate on your own and develop like sort of that connection, as I was talking about earlier, to spirit or your higher self or whoever, and try to receive some type of message as to how you specifically can clear your own energy. Personally, how this has looked for me in the past. There was a time where I was like going through something and I was heavily emotional and anxious and all that sort of stuff. And so one of the sort of practices that I believe that I received, every single night I would, for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, I would roll out my muscles with like a foam roller and other massage tools, and I would light some candles, light some incense. I would play like some beautiful meditation music as I did this, and I did it with the intention of releasing all of the stress and tension stored within my body, both physically and on an energetic level. So every single night that I would do this lasted for like 3 weeks. Every single night that I would do this, I would cry a lot every time I did it because I was releasing so much energy. And that's just one example. Like, that's a really good one that you can use too. And like yoga can work with that. Like, if you take a yoga class or just do it on your own, like using the stretches and the poses to bring some nice fresh energy into your body and using your breath to exhale the stress, negativity, tension, whatever, that's good as well. Also taking baths, specifically in Epsom salt water, is very healing, and it's also very malleable in terms of energy. Like, if you're taking a bath, you can set the intention inside of your water to heal your body, to cleanse your body, cleanse your energy. You can also do this if you swim in the ocean or a lake or a natural body of water. That works really well too. And another thing you can do is using sage or Palo Santo or incense or any of that sort of stuff. You can light some of that in your house and clear the energy. I always, when I light it, I always smudge all around my body to kind of clear my aura. And I also go around my room and clear the energy. And I make sure, like, when I do this, to really get the window and the door to my room like super well. I would also do this, like, let's say you have like a fight with your partner in your room or something like that, like saging the room afterwards, or I don't know, you watch a scary movie, saging your house afterwards. And of course, anytime you're feeling any type of overwhelm, stress, anxiety, heavy emotion, that sort of thing, it's always good to do that, to just clear the energy of your space and invite in all that beautiful divine light. Okay, that's all I can think of for now for like the spiritual aspects of clearing your energy. Let's move on to a different subject. Okay, so more like, I guess, physical aspects you can do to clear your energy is, first of all, cleaning your actual space, making sure your space is decluttered, and even like decorating your room in a way that is really cozy to you and feels good. Like, you want your space to be a safety zone, to be a spot that you can relax and be cozy and feel comfortable being in, and it's not like messy or chaotic. I know personally, like, I'm largely affected by how my space looks. Like, if my room's a mess, like, I feel the stress. And then same thing, like, when my room is clean, like, it almost feels like I have nothing to worry about. My like outer space is a direct reflection of what's going on inside of me, so fixing that helps a lot. Okay, another more physical aspect is just incorporating healthy habits, like drinking a ton of water. That helps a lot with like physically cleansing energy out of your body and toxins. And another thing is to eat healthy, eliminate the junk food, eliminate the fast food, at least as much as possible, eliminating sweets even. And I know that's hard and like easier said than done, but just like start making steps towards that. You can even every once in a while indulge and treat yourself to like more unhealthy foods or treats or whatever, but on a regular daily basis, make sure you're eating like healthy meals for the most part. And you know, that's gonna look different for everyone, so just kind of experiment with that. But I think, yeah, diet and lots of water is super helpful for keeping your energy clear. It also just feels good physically in your body when you do those things. Okay, so another aspect of this is your mindset. So I believe it's very important to have compassion towards yourself. You know, in your own head, you can either be your own worst critic or your own best friend. And the cool thing is you can choose the thoughts that you think inside your head. You can choose how you feel about yourself. You can choose the thoughts that you think about yourself. So a way to think about this is like whenever you have a friend who's going through a tough time in their life, like you have compassion towards them. Your heart goes out towards them. But oftentimes when like you yourself is going through a hard time, like we can be so judgmental towards ourselves for what we're going through, and it's so counterproductive to have that judgment towards ourselves. And it's like, if you're already going through a hard time, why make it worse by having all that judgment towards yourself or hate or whatever? Like, these are the times where you really need to practice self-compassion the most. So a way to do that is to remind yourself that you're doing the best you can, and what you're going through is difficult, and you are very strong and brave for just showing up in the world and going through it, and it's not easy. You can also just ask yourself, in meditation or whatever, like ask yourself what you need to do for yourself to help you feel better and to help you go through that hard time. And positive self-talk and positive self-love practices is a practice, and you need to maintain that practice and be consistent with it. And that can even take time and consistency to develop, so don't give up on it. It's also not a linear journey. You can go through times where your self-love is on point, and then more other times right after where you're depressed or anxious or have a ton of negative self-talk. And it's just important to remind yourself to be compassionate towards yourself, to develop all these practices, and that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to go through hard times, and you're strong. You will get through it. You always have in the past, and you always will in the future. So another way to kind of practice this aspect of it is, if you are going through a hard time where you're having you're struggling to see yourself in a compassionate way and to express compassion towards yourself, something that you can do is, in meditation, you can try to imagine what your higher self would think of you and how your higher self views you. Your higher self always looks at you through non-judgmental eyes and expresses love towards you. So that can be a really good way to just kind of see yourself in a different light, to shift your perspective. So the next aspect is to evaluate the people in your life and the relationships in your life. That could be friends, romantic partners, where you work, your coworkers, your family. This can even be the media that you watch. What kinds of music are you listening to? What kinds of shows are you watching, and movies? Because all that kind of stuff really impacts your mindset, your energy. And if you do have people in your life that feel a bit more toxic, it's best to move yourself away from those people, maybe cut them out. And I know that this can be really difficult, especially if you've been friends with someone for a really long time, or if it's family member or something. Just do your best to distance yourself and remain grounded in your energy whenever something happens that triggers you. And that one can be really difficult. So again, express compassion towards yourself. This is hard stuff to go through. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about is the different stuff that might start happening to you once you start practicing these energy clearing exercises. So sometimes your body can start to feel really sore and achy, kind of all over the place once you start doing this. This can also bring up a lot of emotions that were stored within your body that you maybe forgot about or were suppressed for a really long time. So you might feel a lot of heavy emotions and be crying a lot. And just remember that these things, this is a really good thing that it's happening, even though it's painful and scary and confusing. But it is concrete physical evidence that you are clearing energy and you are making way for more brighter energy to come into your body. And it's a sign that your vibration is elevating and raising, which is a beautiful thing. So if you are feeling any of those types of ways after beginning your energy clearing practice, again, show compassion towards yourself. Get lots of rest, drink a lot of water. That'll help a lot. And, continue to journal, meditate, continue the energy clearing practices, develop self-love, show compassion towards yourself, and everything will be okay. I know that these things can be really heavy and scary, but it'll all be fine. Okay, I believe that is all I have to share about this subject for now. I feel like there's so much more that could be said about being an empath and how to navigate the world as an empath. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up if you did enjoy, and leave a comment down below. I love to hear from you guys. And please subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye guys.